that the chat is pretty busy already, which is fantastic. Yeah, hello everybody. It's crazy that it's been so. I think obviously the last live stream I did was TF Nation, but it wasn't a proper one like this. So I didn't really get to do exactly what hopefully we're going to do today. As I say, have a nice big catch up, etc. Discuss a few things. Yeah, just how is everybody? How is everybody at all? Thank you. Nice message from you, Alan, at the top. Lovely of you to put that in. Big Easy, good to have you in. Darren, of course, is in. Pete's in. I imagine a few more will be jumping in as we progress. I think the thing is, again, it was a teeny bit of short notice, but obviously because I've got to get this one in, and I'm going to be doing one not next week, but it'll be the week after. So I will catch fully up with the live streams. I'll let a few more people jump in. My onslaught came today, funnily enough. Actually, now you've said that. Where is it? Oh, it's in the box over there. Yeah, my onslaught came today, so I've not even had a chance to take it out of the box. Still no sign of Swindle in the UK yet. I don't know when he's due out at the moment. He's Swindle's nowhere near. Yeah, not to be seen. I don't even know. I mean, obviously he seems to be everywhere else, but what's going on with this? Why is this not working? Can't stay long as I've got other business to tend to. But if not, okay, Darren, thanks for jumping in anyway. That's great. What's going on here? That's not refreshed. I'm trying to keep things going here. That's it. So for anybody, obviously I've got this here, which I might need to get just slightly out of screenshot just in case, because sometimes YouTube doesn't like it, to be fair. Play, let's get this played. Let's skip all this. Swindle shipped to me from Hasbro Pulse 2 days ago. Ah, right. Not too sure where mine is then. I think I need to check that. What's the word? Chase, that's the word I'm after. Chase that up is definitely what I need to be doing. I don't understand why this is working, but that isn't. Do you think that they'll go ahead with the new Bayformers movie now, seeing as color? Perhaps. I also believe that what's the word I was going to say? I think don't quote me on it. I think he may have done that thing where he allows rather his voice to be used or his voice to be AI'd, which is of course what James Earl Jones has done. James Earl Jones has done and signed something with Disney, etc. That oh wow, yeah, they had that. They had that the week after. Which was it? It was the week after TF Nation, wasn't it? Birmingham Comic Con. I can't get this to work. Let me get it to work. What was it? Yeah, I think Peter Cullen's done that. Yes, done that in hand, done that AI voice rather. Yeah, Onslaught's huge. Like when I was lucky enough to have early, access to the early samples and even the what was it called? Even the prototypes. First and foremost, just the sheer size of it completely surprised me. It's absolutely massive. It's like 3. Yeah, Carrie Fisher was all AI. As I said, that's her physical appearance. Soundwave G1 till all R1 for you, sir, as well. I'm waiting for this to... Do you know what? I'm not bothered if the picture isn't working. As long as I can read what you guys are saying, because I can see there, all I need to be able to do is to read if I fall behind. So, okay, crazily enough then, we're talking that it's already... And good morning, Crackles. Peter is there's another Pete. That's the other Pete we were waiting for. What was I going to say then? Yeah, crazily enough, it's September next week already, which just seems mental. It's like, where's the summer gone? Where has the? It seems to me like only the other day that I was at SDCC, and then of course everything just went mental from there. To be honest, yeah, Tim Curry, Barbara. That's not not Barbara Windsor. Dolly Parton, that's what I meant to say. Dolly Parton, 3. And there was the... how is everybody? I'm good, Josh Prime. Josh, good to see you, mate. Haven't seen or heard anything from you in ages. I'm still a teeny bit under the weather. No Lego Transformers to be found. It was crazy. Dolly Parton, Tim Curry, Pete. All in a way, yeah. When is Skywarp going to come out? Well, like people not getting 3 months ago. I know, it's crazy. That's it. Hayden, that's the one I couldn't think of. That's not working. It's driving me mad. What's the word I'm after? I don't know what's happening with Skywarp. Again, nowhere to be seen in this country. I'm going to do another toy hunt soon as well, fingers crossed. Yes, very, very sad about Peter, of course. It just is, isn't it? That I didn't really want to dwell sort of too much on it. I didn't want to do one of them videos that, lots of people have done. And if that's what they want to do, then all power to them. But for me, just didn't really want to do it. All right, what's that saying? What do you think? I think Bruticus is fantastic, as I say, but I've only just literally got Star Screams at Smith's. Now that's interesting. If he's there, if he turns up, that will be very, very interesting, because obviously he's, although one of my friends did a video the other day, TF Berserker, the guy who was behind The More Than Meets the Voice documentary, he found two just on a shelf in one of his targets. Maybe he is still transwarping from the factory and Skywarp. Yeah, Skywarp should be soon, but again, not seen or heard. I've not seen them in hand. It's going to be really hard. I don't think he will be, to be honest. I think maybe for you guys in the US, because he was supposed to be a what's the word? Target exclusive, but he'll just come out over here as normal. Whoa, this is going fast now. Let's see if I can catch up. Are you going MCS? I'm 100% going to be at MCN in October. Got a G1 Cup and they're terrible. What's that? My Onslaught is shipping on me. Yeah, most people in the UK now, their Onslaughts, as I say, are shipping. Mine arrived. He's over there. So mine came this morning. Somebody else in the chat said there's, and two of you in the chat now said that yours is on the way. We're just miles behind. It's crazy. I missed on the Starscream one as well, to be fair. But again, I'm pretty sure, fingers crossed, we should be able to pick him up in Smith's. I think we're further than that, to be honest, Pete. I think we're a lot further behind than that, because, I mean, if you look how long it took for, what's the word? I think if you look how long Thundercracker seemed to take forever. And again, he's still not exactly common. Did you have Plus Premium? Plus Premium. Whoever was looking, yeah. So G1 Aerial Bot is asking, Big Easy. Maybe he did. Honestly, got mine on Tuesday and all of it. Just missing Swindle. Yep, we're all missing Swindle. If you're planning on doing the NEC next month, but I can't make it. Do you know what, Pete? I'll be completely, wow, Tyler's in. I'll be completely honest with you. It's something that I haven't even thought about, and to be honest, I don't even want to think about it now, just because I've got so far behind and so much to do. Yes, it was, Tyler, very sad. So I'm glad, actually, in a way, because that takes the pressure off me. Would you be getting the 2027, the 27 Gigastorm? Which ones? Oh, that's the Triptychon repaint, isn't it? Maybe, but at the moment I don't know where to get it from. And at the moment, with that being as big as what it is, the huge import costs that it would cost me to get it over here, I'm not too sure, to be honest. We'll have to never say never, but what I can tell you, embarrassingly enough, is because I went up in the loft today, I didn't actually Thundercracker. I missed that while I was away and ill. What I can tell you, embarrassingly enough, is I have the other Triptychon Toy Deco one still sealed in a box above my head in the attic. There's only Cinnamon Hasbro Pulse. Yeah, 350 is crazy. Yes, In Demand is pretty much the only one, to be fair. Apology Tour marketing material looks a bit tasteless now. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. I don't think it's tasteless. I think obviously it's a bit unfortunate. There's a big discussion at the moment, because obviously at the Transformers shop, on the 17th, there was literally, I've wrote a eulogy. There was going to be a wake and everything. I've had to write a story, not a story, a bit of a script. Shame the price of mainline figures. I know Sky. Yeah, they are doing KOs. And yes, I've got one of them pre-ordered. Yeah, I've had to have that. It's brilliant. Haven't got mine yet, Pete. To be honest, haven't got mine. Mine's in the post, because I still get from Show Z, and it's still not the fastest post I find from Show Z. And yeah, what was I saying then? Yeah, it's going to be a bit, what's the word? More than subdued, I think. More than subdued. Because again, of course, it's the 17th, isn't it? Transformers Day is the 17th. That's when the movie comes out. How much Seeker set is going to go for aftermarket? I think it'll go 200 plus more. Is there any reason why the UK got a price jump? We were just behind, Psycho. We were just way behind. America got their price jump at the beginning of the year, and that's why they were all kicking off, and rightly so, at the beginning of the year. But for us, we got it a lot later than everybody else. I think they've jinxed the Robust dead up. I think that as well. Yes, it's just as cheap. Omega Lock is just as cheap and much quicker than. There you go. That's good to know as well then. What was we going on about there? Pre-Armada Jetfire in the windows. Yes, Armada Jetfire is good. He's still, in fact, he's here still combined. You know, I got to muck around with him just before I got ill, and then just before I went away. So he's a great figure. Do you think that Blockies triple change of vehicles should be able to convert between? They're not allowed to. They're not allowed to, Bill. Otherwise they would. They're not allowed to make transforming figures That's why Transformers 1 forgot his name of the Prime. He's 28 from 30. The Transformers 1 figure, I forgot the name though of the Prime. He's 28. Is that the, I don't know, the Transformers Prime? Transformers 1 figure, forgot the name. The Transformers 1 figure. Like, as in Alpha Trion, do you mean Alpha Trion? Because he was Voyager, wasn't he? What's shipping rates at Shozy and the Megalock still on some of the DNA kits. The mining, Orion Pax. Yes, Orion Pax, the mining one. Shozy's pretty good, to be fair. Shozy, if you go for the cheaper shipping, it's pretty much always free. They take money off the actual cost of the figure, which is even better. That's what I tend to do a lot of when I get my stuff from Shozy. Obviously, don't forget to use my code. But yeah, if you select the cheaper shipping option, which is only 4 days later than the fast shipping option, they actually take money off the price of what you're buying. So that's another reason why I always use Shozy as well, because in most cases I don't necessarily have to always have. It's Toys R Us, all one word. But you've got to put it in the support your favourite reviewer bar on the homepage. Toys R Us, all one word. And then, as I say, when you go to shipping, just select the cheapest one and it'll take money off the actual cost. It's crazy. It's really good. That's what I keep doing. Never used a Mega Lock. Pete's someone who I trust and someone who so if he recommends it, I'd probably recommend it as well. But as I say, with Shozy, definitely if you choose the one, it's 4 days slower, because the main one is 1 to 8 days because I'm in the UK, and then the other one is like 8 to 12 or sometimes a few days after, but it saves you actual money. So I always use that one. Enjoying the comic shorts. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying them. I thought it would be a good idea to not just, obviously to do, because I think this channel, and especially with a lot of you guys in the chat, we're all about nostalgia, aren't we? So I think that by bringing the comics back in a sort of way, but also picking out, adverts that were popular at the time. Now the sound waves, letters, pages there, and of course I'll continue when we get to do Grimgrams, etc., etc. Thank you, Big Easy. Yeah, Takara again, just really coming out of the traps, aren't they? What was I saying? What is your first impression of seeing Titan score in person? It looked really good. It did look really good. It was massive, absolutely huge. Like, again, couldn't really get my head around how big it was. What was I talking about then? I can't. Oh yeah, the shorts is to join Thunderwing. Aha. What was we saying then? I was just about, they're putting the adverts on, putting the letters pages and all that sort of stuff. Are you going to see the, just waiting for the DVD? I'm going down on the, again, there's a big event at the Transformers Battersea store on the 17th. So I'm going down there for the day. I don't know what they're going to change. They might have to change a few things. Scorn is, well, again, they listened to, what's the word? What's he put weird? I think that the Power of the Prime Beach common mold. No, Power of the Primes, it was all right, but I think that the Legacy one's much, much better. What was we talking about then? Yeah, Scorn, they've put way more articulation. Funnily enough, I've got Grimlock here right now. Funnily enough, they put, what was I saying? They put way more articulation into dinosaur mode. And again, I think they had to because of the size of the tail. I haven't seen the robot mode, though, to be honest. I'll be taking your advice of selling some old figures and mint. There you go. That's the way to do it, pal. Just recycle it. Recycle the stuff that you don't want. I started doing it years ago, to be fair. When this is how this collection got this big, because I was buying collections, selling the things I didn't want, and keeping the stuff that I did, and that's just how it got to such a size. And at the moment, yes, I'm watching it with the Battersea Power Station. They've got a special screening in the cinema that's inside the power station on the 17th. I'm going to get down there nice and early. As I said, they've got this big event planned, which is perfect. I think it's nearly sold out. I think they've sold loads of tickets for it. Chris McFeely's coming down as well, which would be great. But like you say, it's going to have a whole totally different feel about it now, isn't it? It's going to be a lot more subdued, shall we say. When we start to see Doctor Who's Fortress Maximus picks or even 3D renders. No, honestly, Doctor Who, I've never spoke to anybody who deals with, or not who deals with, like, again, I'm lucky enough to know a couple of the people in Hasbro, but even then they wouldn't show me, early pictures. But with anything third party, I don't know. Are there any tickets still? I'm not too sure, Tyler. I think there was one left when I spoke to somebody this morning, because it did sell out, but then somebody got a refund. So there might be one. There might be one. That's all I can say. Oh, they are. Someone's put their sold out. But that's just for the cinema. That's just for the cinema. You're all more than welcome to come down in the day, and that's just the one showing that we've chose to go to. I would still say, please come down, guys. Please come down to the shop, and just yeah, they've got the pinball machine in there now. They've got loads of stuff going on anyway. So you know, the thing at the end is the for the Beachcomber, which is the new Takara, it doesn't look at all. It looks like. Did you get a Peter? No, I never got a Peter Cullen signature. I'll have to have a proper look at it, to be fair, but I'll be very surprised if they've gone back and used the. I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. As I say, I've only seen the images that you guys have seen. It doesn't look like the Power of the Primes one to me, but now you've said it, I'm thinking, will the new Legacy one fit in the back of an 86 Magnus? Again, I'm sure someone will clarify that for us in a second. Yeah, I don't know. I'd be very surprised if they did, because that's a weak figure, very, very weak figure, especially compared to the new one. The new one's, you know, leaps and bounds above it, and they're all about using molds over and over again, aren't they? So they used it already. They, what's the word? Not redeco, oh wow, it is the Power of the Primes mold, and there you go. So what's the word? Retooled it. That's it. They retooled it for Ruckus, and there you go. So maybe they've gone with that one because it's smaller. Maybe it's because that's the one that will fit inside the trailer. Maybe the Legacy one is just a little bit too big. But yeah, whoever said a few comments back, I completely agree with you, Takara. They always did though. That's the not annoying. Well, it is. It's an annoying thing. And again, when I got back into when I got back into buying, you know, new figures or generations figures as they're now known as now, as I say, I pretty much got back in to, because I kept all the boxes for my collection. My room is a mess. I don't want to part with anything, which is known at times. It's cards from abroad. I'm glad you're enjoying him, pal. I never even got to take that one out of the box and have a play with it, so I'm glad you're enjoying him. No, I didn't see that at all, that somebody printed that. What was I going to say? You can still flat pack your boxes though, Josh, like I did. You can flat pack your boxes, no problem. Yeah, what was I saying? Back when I first started buying like Generations, it was the Fall of Cybertron toy line. And, you know, they started releasing again figures that we didn't have. Honestly, Tyler, the only thing that's sold out is the event where you won't want to. I've got to give a speech. Chris McFeely's got to give a speech, and then and then there's a bit of a goodie bag, and then we're just going up as a collective, to as in the small group that's in the shop, to the showing of the cinema. Now that's not saying that the cinema's sold out. Hello, Princeton. Good to have you on. It's nice to see you in another live. Thank you, Quint. Again, yeah, I'll now there's quite a few of you in here. I'll apologise, and sort of say where I had a big absence. I flat packed mine to shed full of boxes. Yeah, but what I was saying, if you head down to London, you know, I think there's only 50 tickets, so there's more than 50 seats in the cinema. So there's no reason why you can't come. And of course, there's loads of events going on throughout the shop in the day. So if anybody does want, I think everybody, if you can make it down, if you live localish, obviously the people who are in America and in Australia and everybody else who are watching, I don't expect you to pop down. Fung Boy's in as well. Yeah, just it'll be a great day because it's Transformers Day for a start, isn't it? May post my combined soon in community post. We shall see. You might as well, Darren. I've still got pretty much all of mine, so I can start to put some of mine up as well if you wanted to. Yeah, it's really good. Whoever just put Quinton Ron video, yeah, it's really good to be doing a live again. I felt really bad for not doing the one last month, and then obviously not putting content up and stuff. But anyone else getting DCS done? The dramatic capture ones, I think. I'll be there before there, Tyler. I'll be there pretty much for opening. But that's a good time to get down. The dramatic capture Dinobots look amazing. I don't know. I told myself I get rid of them if I flat pack them. If you flat pack the boxes, then you won't get rid of them because they'll be flat packed. And in my particular example, and now Tyler's as well, all my boxes are in the loft, whereas all the figures are in this particular room. So it's much harder to get rid of your figures if your packaging is somewhere else. So yeah, who knows? Maybe it definitely helps because again, everything I was talking about, I was talking about Takara and of course the Fall of Cybertron. Their paint apps were much better, and then of course when Hasbro went on to Thrilling 30, Takara then I think was that when they started Takara Legends. I think it must have been because again they were releasing. In fact, here's the best example I've got here now. This is the Takara full of Cybertron Starscream, which is just beautiful. Fully, it looks chromed. It looks yeah, all reflective and stuff. It's a flat pack stuff, as he had loads of figures to post at. Yeah, there you go. If you ask them to flat pack it, it's easy. So Takara have always done these sort of, what's the word I'm on about, premium finish paint jobs. And for anybody who remembers the War for Cybertron trilogy, all the stuff that these boxes need to throw away, shockwave about before now. Would you say the time class Nemesis is worth 220? That's how much the price is. She was 200 when she first came out. So with inflation, unfortunately, that's the price. But I've seen her sell for way more on the aftermarket already. So the fact that she's coming back out is great. Right, really want Legends Roadbuster and World T30 was. Really want Legends Roadbuster and World T30 was okay, but yeah, exactly. T30 was okay. What's Tyler saying? Those are figures to post. No, it's a YOLO Park figure. It's the YOLO Park AMK Pro. So basically it's the metal one with all the metal parts and with the die cast bits. So it's not the standard. It's the expensive AMK Pro versions. I picked up them a couple of weeks ago for about 180. I'm trying to find a lot of the Cybertron toys right now, but they're hard to find complete. There seems to be, it's weird you should say that, because I think I've noticed more and more people selling them to do 3 orders and get a bunch of plushies as well as don't want. What's that? As don't want to duplicate ones. What are you talking about, Tyler? 3 orders of what? Though I think compared to Lego sets, Transformers ain't so expensive on most of them. Yes, Lego is insanely priced. Both get me words out. Both brand new and indeed, of course, on the secondary market. As soon as they discontinue a set, that price just goes up, skyrockets, doesn't it? It really, really does. Last night, but it was nice promotion too. Is there going to be a trans? Who knows? I would imagine so. I would imagine so in the future, but there's definitely no plans for it at all at the moment. It would need to gain a lot more notoriety, a lot more. It would need loads more people asking for it, if we're being honest. It would mean, because at the moment it's doing well, and it is doing very well. But it's a very, very British thing. 3 plushies from the store if you pay more than 9. Oh, okay. Yeah, but you could pick them up in hand then, Tyler, can't you, if you're coming down? It's only 2 weeks away. It's doing very well. The story's obviously growing. The roster, or the lineup, shall we say, of every single person who they got involved to do the artwork, they had some big hitters. They had Guido Guidi, they had Marcel Amater, and of course pretty much the roster of the UK legends, and Andrew Wiseman, of course Simon Furman. You've seen, as I say, I've done Nick Roche, I've done videos on all of these people that managed to get involved with it. So I think the fact that they got some really creme de la creme of the UK Transformers, and indeed worldwide, with Guido Guidi and Marcel Amater involved, means that it's gaining in popularity. As exactly as Fungboy said, it's Hasbro's call. I only have Sentinel from the Transformers 1 so the lines I think half them figures are mid are just okay. From the Transformers 1 figures are okay. Why don't we just use the Titan class Fort Max? That's exactly what I think they wanted to do. That is, as in, that's what Frederick Fram Chong pitched for them to do. Tyler, if you're going to go into the store and spend so much, just pay them and get them to post it, mate. They'll of course do that. In fact, what you could do is exactly that. You could stand in the store, do your online order there and then get them to post it to you, or you can pay for it in the store and then get them to post it to you. Whatever you think, it's easy. Gonna have to grab the power plug. The storybook's brilliant. I was really, really fortunate enough to read it before TF Nation, to be fair. Pete, you're terrible. Before TF Nation started, so I read the book before it came out. I love the fact that there's Liege Maximo in it. That's just brilliant. Yeah, really, really, it's a really good story. And the good thing about it is it ends where it can basically be the end of what they've just told in that particular story, but then also they could continue if they want to, which of course they can. Lee Bennett, hello pal, good to hear from you. You haven't been a long time. Missed so much when we lost Casey Kamen. The scary thing is now the amount of people who we've actually lost. Scatman Crothers, which was of course the original Jazz. The amount of actual people who of course the original Starscream is nuts now. It's nuts. So it's as I say, and I didn't do a video on it because I just didn't want it. I suppose what doing go and get the rest of these power live 7 Wonder what new Prime is. Is there two different Liege Maximo, the toy and the one in Earth Spark? I can't even think which the Liege Maximo in Earth Spark is. If Powerplex was marketed age, Powerplex model kit would get more traction as I just came back from Hong Kong with their more model kits. You're completely right, Fung Boy. I think it will be. I think, of course, with no way, BS Prime is in the chat. How are you, man? When are you visiting the store? I'm coming next down to the store. This is BS Prime, who does the amazing stop motion videos on his own channel. So check out his own channel. And he does the amazing stop motion videos for the Transformers Battersea store, which is what we're just talking about right now, Bola. So yeah, please check him out. And Bola, I'm down on the 17th, mate. That's the next time I'm down. It's great to have you in on the chat, buddy. Really good to have you on here. What's the one Transformer you really want? To be fair, if I did really want it, but I had the opportunity and I still haven't gone and got it, it's probably Nuclean Quest Convoy. Not Nuclean, because I've got that one. Fire Guts Jinrai. But I'm not overly fussed about getting it because again, I've had opportunities. I've had people message me saying I'm selling mine. What's his name? My good friend who runs Artfire 2000, Chuck Lou, he's got one. He's messaged me saying I can have one. You know, obviously can't have it. I've got to buy it. But I think at the moment, I'm just a teeny bit past it at the moment. At the moment, I'm like, I'm really enjoying buying the comics, finding all the covers. What character would you want to see a new figure of? That's a good one, that is. Now, I would have said Scorponok or Black Zarek, but they've done a really good one of them. The other one I would love to see, but they will never do it, which would be Browning, of course. I would love to see a decent new Browning, but that ain't going to happen. Do you know what? I'm looking at my original Dino Kings here now, and I know they've only just done one, but I would love a Dino King in proper scale, proper size, full deluxe figures. That's just reminded me, actually. Thunderwing, I know he's coming out. I know they've said he's definitely coming out. I would love a Thunderwing figure. Brand new mold, all its own tooling, and then probably a shell to go with it as well. So it's like a proper pretender. What's your favourite blocky in the new set? Oh, that's a good question, actually. It's I'm going to say big plus to see the new. I really liked Sky Gary because I thought he was funny. I really liked the Super Megatron as well, to be fair. But what I liked, again, you probably saw if you saw the video, what I really like is the fact that the trailer is definitely going to be his legs when we get a cab, because, and that's just really clever the way they did that. I'm so far behind on blockies, guys. I've got these here as well. Let me just grab these quickly. Oh, what have we got here? I've got so much. I've got the new Bumblebee, which I still need to do. I've got the Motormaster, which looks really good. There's the Blockies wheels, which again, don't forget to drop me comments which ones you want me to do individually. So I know I'm going to do Road Grabber because he looks great. I've got this one, which is the new Galaxy version 11, which is, of course, this has got Lost Light Rodimus Prime in it. It's got the new Ultra Magnus. It's got Fortress Maximus in it. It's got all them in. And I've got a box of Astral Rally ones, which is their brand new stuff, which is a little bit like what the Battersea Store Power Station have done and taken their own Transformers. It looks like Blockies are doing sort of their own little thing at the moment as well. It's called Astral Rally, and they're in a box over there. And again, I've not even had a chance to touch them. I don't know the exact dates of when they're coming out in the UK, but I can find out for everybody as soon as I start to do the video on it. I got Rodimus from the Lost Light block, he said. I got to chase Rodimus. Well, have we ever had a new figure of Thunder Clash? No, we haven't. Thunder Clash is another one that's always the one on one high at the list, and I always forget it. I always forget Thunder Clash, to be honest. That's a good shout. Yeah, have you seen it? Have you heard much about I think they're called the Astral Blockies. Have you heard much about them? Transformers Astral Blockies? Because if you haven't, the box is there. I'll just go and grab it and dig it out if you want. Yeah, it's crazy, Tyler. When is the Blockies Defender Series 8? Again, I don't really know, to be fair. I know that the content, I've got to put up as much content as I can up until September the 10th. So maybe that's the day they get officially released, but that is just a maybe. I don't know exactly. Bolat, are you still in the chat? Do you know when? Because Bolat works at the Transformer store. He'll tell you straight away if he's still there. When's Galaxy 08 coming out in your store, pal? It's cool to have people in the chat who can perhaps answer questions that I can't. In fact, I'm going to go and grab these Astral Rally because these look really interesting. Oh dear. So this is a brand new thing that Blockies are doing. Here you are, look, Blockies original Defender version 01 Astral Rally. So they're looking at super interesting themselves. Don't know too much about these. But yeah, they look to be like the sort of shattered glass figures. That looks to be Slicer down there at the bottom. I'm not sure if it is. But as I say, as I want to get these open and have a look at them, I'll do some stuff on them. Can you fan mode the other remotes? Can you fan mode the other remotes? I would imagine if the Blockies fought, I'm actually be able to break it apart and do loads of sort of different things with it. Flip your camera. How do I do that? What do you mean flip it? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, but then it'll turn it around to that way. Blockies version 11 and Blockies Defender version 8 only just came out in Hong Kong this month. There you go. Fungboy knows. Fungboy's my fantastic. Oh yeah, I can see it. I don't know how to do that, Pete. I really don't know how to do it, and I don't want to. And maybe is this it? Is this it? Oops. Nope. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm going to find out how to do it. To be honest, excited to see the 2000. Yeah, do you know what? To be honest, I'd go and watch that at the cinema again. I definitely would go and watch it at the cinema just because. Do you know what? My little boy will be 11. No, depends when it comes out. He's 11 in a couple of weeks, so it'd be nice to take him to see it at the big screen as well. I don't think I've let him see much. What? Wait, what do you on? What arm do you have your tattoo? Both. This one's all the way up, and then there's just one there on that. So both. But yeah, this is my right arm, but it's flipped, as Pete pointed out. And I don't know why it does it, and I don't know how to change it mid. I know how to flip the camera, which will show you behind, I think. Yeah, that shows you back. That shows you behind the camera. The Transformer shop in London. That's its name, the Transformer shop. Bolat was in the chat, but I don't know where he's gone. London. There you go, Battersea Power Station. I don't know where he's disappeared to. I'll have to tell him off in a minute. I'll message him when I come out of this and say, where did you go? It's probably just what? It's probably just what we're tied recording on. I heard talk about Peter Carl. If that's true, that would be great. When did you even get the Metroplex? I've had that Metroplex well over a year now. As soon as whenever it came out, that Metroplex came out. Yeah, what was I gonna? Someone's asked about the Metroplex, the Peter Cullen thing. Yes, I'd obviously definitely go and visit. Definitely going. I would 100% because he's, of course he did thingy as well. Oh, you can't change it. There you go. Pete knows. I love the fact that he was the Predator as well, which is cool. Obviously, he was Eeyore as well. He was, he did loads of things, didn't he? What's your thoughts on what the new Prime figure? I don't even know, actually. I haven't even thought about that. Let me have a quick look at this. Essex. Oh, everybody's asking where they're from. Oh, the Metroplex I got from Show Z. What was I going to say? Yes, I got the Metroplex from Show Z as soon as it came up for pre-order, and it was one of them things where I was like, do I, don't I, do I, don't I? But because Gareth is in, good to see you. Are you going to TF UK Con next year? I think so, buddy. I don't know what's happening with it though. I don't even know what's going on with it. How much was he? He was, at the time, he was much cheaper than what he is now, and I used a lot of my points. So you see, Show Z, if you can use your points to pay for things. So this what I basically did was I used a load of my points. I think it was $800, but I think with the points that I got, I only paid about $300 for him because I'd accumulated so many points from all the stuff that I'd been getting. And then I just thought, you know what, it's worth it. I'll just get it. I'll hit the button. I'll, worry about it later and get it. Which seemed to be a good decision because on the secondary market now, these things are, twice as much as that. I think Elita could be. Do you know what? That's a good point actually, because there's a leaked listing of, oh no, she won't be Elita Prime though. There's a leaked listing of a Valentine's 2-pack of Optimus Primes and Elita 1. So, but yeah, no, that's the Elite Prime if we get one, which of course I'm sure we will because they've confirmed they're going to do seven minimum Skybound characters, 2 this year, 5 next year. Guess you haven't in a long time. You need at least 2 people to transform in Pilot. It takes forever. Hi Xander, nice to have you on. How's Leo Kaiser shipping in the UK yet? Nope, not at all. I haven't had an email. Well, what are we? 4 months behind now with Leo Kaiser. How long has he been out in the rest of the world? Was it May? I don't know. I know that we are literally. I told Evan when I was out in San Diego. I said we haven't even got the email. He was like he couldn't believe that either. To be fair. And he also does transform into all 3 modes as well for people who are asking, but he weighs something like 45 kilos, so it's ridiculous. You can't, and to be fair, I would need a lot more space than what I've got. I keep meaning maybe I will do, who knows, maybe I'll take him back downstairs, get some space in the kitchen and do like a fully detailed video on him, but I just couldn't at the time when I got him. He just got in the way straight away. Like he's not in the way here. He's just standing in the corner. I'm talking like it's a real person. He's just there in the corner out of the way. Constructor should land next week in the UK, so that'll be some. Wow, do you know what? I've got him obviously there right in front of me, and he's a fun figure. To be fair, it's probably the best use out of all of them at the moment. Wave 7 is Cybershark Guzzle new prime. Next year around May, or do you mean the toy fair? What combine it is coming next year? They haven't said, have they? They haven't said yet at all. So what I would do is it seems that they're sort of doing them in an order. I would put my money on Defensor. Machine Cat, Rolling Thunder, Super Deformed, Rolling Thunder Prime looks interesting. Yes, they do. I'd put my money on it being Defensor, and the reason why I would put right, if it's just because I think they're staying true to perhaps the orders that they came out in originally. And of course, I think they will do a Computron because everybody's asking for him, but I think he'll be a lot further down the line, or what they might do is something else because, what's the word I'm after? I think there's a combiner next year as the 2 commanders we have leaked are Rodimus Prime and Thunder. Yes, there is. They are the 2 commanders that have been leaked. But I think, as I say, I'm pretty sure I would put money on it being Defensor. Not because they told me anything, but just because well, that's it, innit? Let's be honest, it's got to be. So we've got Superior and we've got Menasor and Bruticus. If it's got to be Defensor, you would think it's got to be Defensor. I was saying to Russ that I can't make it. Damn, don't think so. It'll be 327. Sorry, I'll be in Bristol. And then after that, I'd like to see definitely a Computron. Even another Abominus, to be fair. I know they did Abominus in Power of the Primes. Somebody asked a great question at San Diego Comic-Con to the team while I was standing there. Somebody wanted a Victorian, and I'd have a Victorian as well. She's fantastic. I wonder how Hotshot Groove and Streetwise would work with the system. Yeah, good point. They just stick them on, didn't they? Did you ever get that Soundwave that came with the Auto Scout? Did you ever get the Soundwave? Which one was that, Bill? We do need a new Predator King. The Soundwave with the Auto Scout. Need a new. David is in as well. Hello, David. Thank you for jumping in. I'm trying to think which the Auto Scout is. I'm trying to think. Oh, I haven't got it. I've pre-ordered it, yeah, but I haven't got it. I was thinking that. I was thinking, does he mean the missing link? But it's not out yet. If you'd have put, did you order? Then, did you ever get that Soundwave that came? I've pre-ordered him. I'm terrible for missing link. I've pre-ordered both. Do you think the HasLab announcement will have something to do with the apology tour? Why they're waiting so long to make the announcement? No, I don't think of that at all, to be fair. Ruination, Evan confirmed that there was to be a rumour. I interviewed Evan last year and he confirmed Ruination would be coming, but again, not anytime soon. He confirmed Ruination straight away. What's that mean? Missing the new one. No, I don't think it's got anything to do with that, to be fair. I don't think, what's the word I'm after? I don't know what the HasLab is either. I do know there is one coming. I don't know that they, yeah, because Evan said in the last video, didn't he? He said in the video for the Seekers, the made-to-order Seekers, he said it's not replacing the HasLab. There still will be a HasLab. Do you think they might do Ruination as a made? That could be something. Again, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised because Ruination being new holders, it's based on the Bruticus toy and he scrambles City with himself. I don't think they'd do that, though, to be fair. I think they'd obviously just be like, oops, you're just going to get him in the same colours, because I can't see them doing that. But that would be amazing if they did. Because that's what made Combiner Wars so good. You know, yes, they're very dated, and yes, they don't stand up very well against the newer stuff that we've got with the new Age of the Primes. But the fact that you could scramble City every single limb was so much better, to be fair. So I take it missing. We'll do a Sound Blast repaint. I would imagine so, yes. I think we'll probably get 2 versions of that as well, to be fair. There'll be a cartoon one, and then there'll be an animation one, and then we'll get even more cassettes as well. Going to do multi-pack boxes. No, the Combiner Wars, the problem was, it was all just the same. Tyler, are they potentially going to do multi-pack? I would imagine so, yes. I would imagine that they will do them in the future, because it gives people the opportunity who, exactly why they keep reissuing things, exactly why Vortex is coming out with the next one, because sometimes people join the fandom at different points. Everybody's got different entry levels, and let's just say if you joined obviously now, then you wouldn't be able to get Superior, you wouldn't be able to get Menasor, etc. We haven't got a decent new Sound Blaster, have we? But I think they'll use the new mold for him as well, to be fair. I have them all. Ruination will happen, as you can see the combined guns with Swindle. Yeah, he's confirmed it. Evan said it in a video that I did with him last year. He said Ruination will happen. 100, you know, so we know he's going to come, but I don't think he'll be. Maybe he will be a box set. Who knows? But he said with his own. I'm not saying things I'm not allowed to say. I'm not saying things that I've been privy to be told. It's on a video in my MCM Comic-Con interview with him last October. Hello, Optimus Megatronus. Thanks for jumping on. We're just chatting away about anything and everything, to be fair. 40 minutes have gone already. It's gone super fast. I'll do the Wheel of Names as normal at 11. Been to the Battersea store yesterday, and wow, those yellow part model kits are tempting, despite the fact I'm rubbish at them, but I did look at simple enough. I don't know, to be fair, with the Vortex and Blades. It's too much of a different helicopter, isn't it? They'll retool it, I would imagine. I imagine they'd retool it, definitely. Yeah, which Yolo Park models you on about, David? Because they've got loads there now. And you know what? You wouldn't struggle with them at all. You wouldn't struggle with the Yolo Park. They're fun. They're fun. They're easy to assemble. The one that I'm excited for is the one I did a video on earlier. I haven't reviewed it, but they've just revealed it in full, is the new Shockwave. That looks amazing. Blockies are way more fiddly. YOLO Park are really easy. I mean, YOLO Park, I mean, this is a really, really good YOLO Park one. Which again, super simple. Pop the shoulders off, pop the arms off, etc. Pop the torso off. Yeah, this is the new Beast Wars. Oh no, they're not at all, Pete. David, they're so easy. I've had to play around with them, pal. It's just, you literally just pop them together. The tougher ones are to be fair, the Transformers one, Orion Pax and thingy ones, they've got about 90 pieces to it even. In fact, even the Blockies, the one that I just did, the one I built up this afternoon, I built him up. He's got 118 pieces. And I did him in 15 minutes or so this afternoon. So, and he's much, much smaller and much more fiddly. So the Yolo Park ones are much easier because they're much blockier. And indeed in the Beast Wars ones case, they're much, much bigger, much more blockier. Blockies are still fun. They're still easy to assemble as well. So all I'm trying to say is you've got nothing to worry about whatsoever with assembling them. Love the videos. Here from New Jersey in America. My first memory of a toy that made me happy was G1. Yeah, it's sad, isn't it? Thanks for saying so. Thanks for jumping on the live stream as well. I appreciate all comments, even if it's constructive criticism. I take on all the comments. But yeah, I'm glad you made a good argument. The G1 does look good. I feel a few good previous vids like Megatron and Starscream. Yeah, the G1 AMK ones are very good. That's just the AMK. Yeah, so the cheaper ones, but the ones around 45 quid, they're really good, to be fair. Beast Wars, the new Transforming Figs, still haven't done a Rampage. No, they haven't done a Rampage. That's another one that somebody was asking for at Comic-Con. It's really interesting when I go to places like this, when I'm lucky enough, like at MCM, to be standing literally next to them, because I get to hear all the questions that everybody's coming to ask. So when I work at the MCM in October with Hasbro, if I do it again, which I'm pretty sure I am, they're the really fun times for me because I'm obviously standing there and there with them, and every single person who comes up I get to hear every single question that people are asking. So it's really good. So again, sometimes I'll remember some of the stuff, and again, it's not going to be stuff that they haven't said before, but it's really nice to be able to jump in on board on that. But yeah, Yellow Park, you can see you finally got a G2 Bruticus. Well done, Pete. I think there's one of my Bruticus sets. I think I've got 7 of the 8. I think I'm missing one. I do really need to get up into the attic and have a look at what I have and what I haven't got. But of the original uses of the Generation 1 mould, I think I'm 1 short. I know I've got the, is it the combat one, which is black, grey and white? I know I've got that. I know I've got a normal Ruination, and then I think it's something else. I've obviously got G1, G2 and Battle Gaia. But there's one, I'm sure there's one I'm missing, so I'm probably going to get up there and have a look at some point soon. Get a little list going again. It's been ages since I've actually been on a hunt for any actual figures. Like somebody asked a question earlier on. Here's a question. Could they retool the Titan class Nemesis into the Revenge? Maybe. I'm sure they probably could do, to be fair. I don't. Oh, the Baldigus. Maybe I do have a Baldigus. Maybe that's the one. I'm not too sure, Pete. I'll have to double check now you've said that. Yes, Tyler, I've got yours sorted for you. If you guys are going to start collecting third party, like what company is your go-to? Pete, there's a good couple of people on here who can answer that, because Pete collects, you know, You Love It is his name. He's just above your comment. He collects New Age, which are okay. It's already weird. He started to into Ruination. If you guys are going to start collecting, I'll double check. I've got a bag full of like loads of them, of course. When will we get a Missing Link Mirage? Duke is in. Duke, hello. Hopefully soon, pal. I'd love a Missing Link Mirage. Same as everybody else. I think we're going to be treated over the next however many years. You know, I was going to say a few years, but I can see these being not infinite, obviously, because they've got, once they cover all figures, they'll have to stop. But if you think, guess doing a live stream, any plans for bringing? I've been trying to do sort of things like that for ages. Quentin Ron video. I've only got this phone at the moment. I've got an iPad as well. I wasn't necessarily going to be bringing them on as part of the live stream. I started doing podcasts, which were just little 20-minute things for me to catch up and answer as many questions as I could in one video, and indeed just, you know, just chat as well. And I've got an intent, and I always had the intention of bringing people on there as well. And to be honest, I've got to hold my hand up. I'm useless, and I'm awful. I've just fallen so far behind with everything. Fans Toys can be a right pain in the bum, I've got to confess. I've got a I'm trying to get him into alternate mode, and he just won't go. Oh, and there you are, his arms and his just fell out at the moment. So Fans Toys, they say are slightly easier, but for me, not at all. Trying to get this bit in and then that to stay. To be honest, I don't really like many third-party figures. I review them on here because lots of you guys, you know, collect them, and it's, you know, you got to stay above the curve or with it all, if you know what I mean. And Considerate Prime, nice to have you on here. So I do review them just to have a look at them, and you know, I appreciate them as transforming figures. I appreciate sometimes how they look. I appreciate sometimes the complexity. New Age, the ones that Pete collect, are probably the best out there. They're more robust. They've got metallic parts in it. Magic Square drive me insane. But that's for your legend sort of scale size. For your masterpiece scale size, funny enough, Fans Toys are probably one of the best. X-Transbots, in my opinion, are awful. That Devastate is going to be massive, to be honest. It really will be big. Once I get him done, I think I still need a scrapper from them anyhow. But I've started to try and get a little bit ahead. That I've heard that, and somebody's offered to lend me the first 2 members, but what I think I'll do is I think I'll wait until all 5 members are out, and then maybe I'll borrow them off him. That's the other good thing about this channel as well now. I get, you know, I get really nice people lending me figures to review, so if it's something that I've missed out on, I haven't got to go out and buy, I can like really borrow it and then review it and then send it back. But what else have I got to do? My only third-party stuff. Doctor Who is fun. I did used to collect loads of Doctor Who, but even I've started to sell some of them on now because I just ran out of space. They're the ones that do either really, really tiny ones, but they did a really good Oh, here it is. They recently did a very good Guardian recently, which is cool. Their little Titan figures, which are really small. Oh, he dropped his arm now. Where's that gone? Oh, there we go. These are brilliant little desk bots because you can muck around with these, and they not this particular one, but the normal ones, the normal Doctor Who figures. They scale incredibly well with the real Hasbro Titans. They look so good, and I think that's a really good thing because of course the Titans are huge. So if you've got a load of figures about this size, they scale very well with the original Titans. Oh yeah, someone was talking about Takara a minute ago, saying they're knocking it out of the park. I couldn't agree more, especially with this thing. Did anybody else pick up this? Here we go. Okay, we've had a 4 foot and fans to trying to still in a 4 foot max and XTB doing a huge G1 scorpion. I would imagine that they could do. I would imagine that with I think that the company behind everything, or what have I done with that? I think each company's watching each other. To be fair, I think Lewin obviously started it with Metroplex, but they started it before, didn't they? They did the oversized MP10 Optimus Prime, didn't they? Which was bigger than it was either bigger or the same size, correct me if I'm wrong, as the Titan Fort Max. I mean, in fact, I'm sure it's bigger. The Lewin Optimus Prime, which was the upscaled, hello little convoy from the Beast Wars 2 movie. This is a brilliant figure. Yeah, anybody who knows off the top of their head, their Lewin, it was massive, an Optimus Prime with bites, but I think it's as big as, in fact, it was bigger than that because it's as big as HasLab Unicron. I've seen pictures of it. So yeah, Lewin tested the water with that, and then of course that sold really well. And then I think they obviously decided, let's go with Metroplex. I don't think I've seen the car robots intro. To be fair, has anyone heard if UK cinemas are getting the promotional concession items? I think we're getting some, but I don't know. To be fair, that was one of the questions. I also have Jersey and Skybreaker from Craftsman Toys. Those are amazing figures. New Age should do a 4 foot Legends. New Age did an Omega Supreme, didn't they? And that wasn't that big, I don't think. I wish I had that team. I see. I've not seen Car Robots. I know about it, but I've not seen it, so I don't know which one you're about. See, David is the person. David's knowledge is insane compared to mine, guys. Anybody in the chat, if you want to ask a Transformers rated question, David knows way more than me, I'm going to say. I'm not going to put you on the spot and tell him you know everything, David, but I think that you would give Chris McFeely a giant run for his money, in all honesty. Right, nearly an hour in. We'll do, of course, the Wheel of Names in a second. Oh yeah, good news on that. In Demand want to start sponsoring that, which would be cool. Omega is in scale. Metroplex would need to be 4 foot. Do you think they do that though, Pete? Do you think they'd actually do it? But the person who asked the question, I think it was Bill. Bill asked, would they do one? I think they would do. I think somebody will do, because I think that obviously there's a market out there because people are buying them, and as I say, Lewin perhaps started it, and of course I think HasLab started it with the Unicron, because then they went, I mean, that's a huge figure. I know, of course, Titan T30 Metroplex was big at the time, but Unicron was bigger. People brought that. As you say, Metroplex is big. People bought that, and the Fans Toys pre-orders for Fortress Maximus are big enough. Yeah, so I think yeah, I can see somebody doing it. Do you own? Yes, loads of them, because I've got kids. Probably not, but it would be fun, especially as it'll be animated and accurate. Yeah, the Rescue Bots Academy. Yeah, got loads of them. I've done videos on them as well, to be honest. I've done a few videos. I did, of course, one on Medics when Medics was revealed. My little boy did one on Hotshot years ago as well, to be fair, when he was a plane. Yeah, I literally did a few videos on Rescue Bots toys are solid. They are so solid, it's insane. They're the best one-step changes I think you'll find, to be honest. I don't think you'll find many better one-step changes out there. And again, for the demographic they're aimed at, for how robust they are. Russ, are you getting in on the New Age Menace? So I'll be reviewing it, but I won't be keeping it because one of my friends, he's going to be lending me his. That's great news. In demand sponsorship. Congratulations. Yeah, they wanted. So they wanted because somebody was asking me about it while I was at what's it called? I've got all 3 solar fix apart from the light 3, I believe. What's the one about Cyberworld? Oh, talking about Cyberworld now. We were on about Thingy a minute ago. Yeah, someone was talking about it, and Nick was there, and just he said he'd probably he'd like to sponsor the Wheel of Names, so we'll be doing that soon. I'm still dreaming for generations. Yes, that is perfect. We do need a fantastic new ride, and I don't know why. I just think they wouldn't sell. Do you have Missing Link Delta Magnus yet? I love the colour scheme. Yes, I do, Pete. He's there. There he is, right up there. Yeah, that's the last figure I reviewed before I had nearly 3 weeks off. Did you snatch Rising Force Swindle? No, I haven't. I haven't seen or done the video on that yet either. I think I'm going to go for it. I don't really know. The problem that I have is if I do start to do, because they're the types of figures that I'll be super honest. I'm not gonna keep like the fans' toys Devastator. I'm not gonna keep the Menasor, New Age Menasor. Basically anything that's sort of third party and anything that's huge. I don't really keep. I've got the Masterpiece train bots and I've still not put them all together, to be honest. So that's another thing I need to do. So that's the issue. If I start buying all of these combiners, I had at one point I had a drawer full of all these limbs and I was just like, no, can't be bothered, they've got to go. Wow, there's Shuri. Yes, you are. I'm all right, Shuri. I'm doing a bit better. Nice to have you on here as well. So that's the thing, with the Bruticus, I was quite lucky. And, at the moment, I've got all the limbs for the Magic Square Computron. So I'll definitely be doing that. But a lot of the time, a lot of the cases, I just sometimes do the limb and then send them off to the people who've lent them me. Or sometimes I'll think, right, if they're like legend scale, I might keep hold of them. Honestly, I'm not fussed about the Legend Deltas using the Cable Magnus. Everybody's jumping in to say that. The Rescue Bot's High Tide kind of looked. I see what you're saying there, Bill. Definitely. Right, everybody's just saying hello, which is great. Which is perfect. What else were we talking about? No, this is, as I say, I said this in the video. I like to do these because sometimes you guys want to chat amongst yourselves, and please feel free to do so. Just keep going on. I'll see if I can catch up with what everybody else was saying. I can't even think actually now. It's jumped up too high. Will they ever do new Seacons? Now I asked the name because obviously Takara did the Seacons only a few years ago. Literally only a few years ago. They've got the mold, so fingers crossed. They've got the molds because they were called Takara Legends and they only came out, correct me if I'm wrong guys, but I'm sure they came out during the War for Cybertron trilogy or even later actually. Were they around Legacy? When were they around? It wasn't long ago. I know Tyler's got them. Tyler, have a look at your Seacon, see the dates on the back for me. But because they were Japanese only exclusives, they didn't get a mainline release. They're not low, they're not old, they're not as old as Power of the Primes, they're not like Combiner Wars. They were special. They cost a fortune, to be fair. That's the reason why I didn't buy them. And I did manage to track down 2 limbs, but then I just ended up selling them. But just because the rest of them were far too much. I'm not, and I don't think Russ is. So I think I would love for them to do it because I saw the pictures of it, I saw the images of it, I saw people who had it, everybody said how good it was, but it was one of them things that again at the time they were just too expensive. 2020, see, there you go, they're only 5 years old, 6 years old, I've lost track of date. So they were, towards the very tail end of, it was very end of War for Cybertron trilogy then, and they looked incredible. And I remember people there was some guy who did a fan mode and he reconfigured them into be like a giant beast, which looked amazing as well. So I thought they were 2020 when Tyler said, but anyway, they're out. Tyler's got them, but I hope that they do bring them out for the mainstream. I feel I'll catch up with you and Russ at some point. Just believe Legacy. That's it, Fung Boy. Thank you, pal. So yeah, it was 2019 then, because no Legacy. No, I can't think. Earthrise, then it would have been. You've got too many blockies to sell, Tyler. Loads of people are selling loads of stuff at the moment because we just can't keep up with everything. I say I've got stuff. I was thinking about seeing the Transformers 6. It's gonna get happy. Was that the issue? Was it Fung Boy? I don't really know. As I say, I saw pictures of it. Wasn't that fan mode, just a giant version? Yeah, it looked amazing, didn't it? I've been busy watching it and transforming robots. They are great. And God Neptune. Do you know what's really funny? I've got God Neptune upstairs sealed. So if I just got that down, when they're in the Generation Selects giant box set, because they obviously they redid Volcanicus, didn't they? With basically they pinched all DNA upgrade kits. Oh, I've got to do the wheel. Got to do the wheel. Okay, channel members, here we go. This is for you guys. And tap to spin. Let's see who it is. I'm going to see in a second. I can't show it to the screen too much because it sometimes blocks the money. Who's this? Funbee Studios. There we go. Funbee Studios is the winner. I will contact them. I didn't even give it any fast introduction, did I? I just thought I needed to do it. I'll speak to him. Sorry, I just went on that really fast. So, where is it? But of course, don't forget, there'll be another one next month. That's just because I'm late. That's just because I was late. Please, me for once. Haha, congratulations on the winner. Yeah, it's Funbee Studios, as in, the genuine, the company Funbee Studios who does all the 3D printing designs and stuff. I used to do as part of my news all the time because they were churning out so much stuff over 4 years. Fantastic, Pete. I can't even believe I've been doing it this long, to be honest. Was it near you, Tyler? Let's have a look how close it was to you. You're on the line, Tyler. You are literally, Tyler is on the line. He's so correct. Look, he's on the line. So close. You literally were like, that's not even a millimeter, is it? So I suppose I'll let you know what it is, David. So, and for other people who aren't members, because on this particular channel, I've got the membership, which is what this is. But what I was going to say is I don't want to be one of these content creators or channel owners that only gives early access to people. If you buy a subscription or if you buy Patreon or if you do anything like that, I want you guys to get the content, every single person, no matter what it is. So basically my content on here stays exactly the same. It doesn't change at all. But for the people who want to help, and I've got some very nice channel members out there, like you've seen, Pete's been a member for over 4 years now. It's just, this is their words, not mine, because I'm not a salesman and I'm not trying to pitch it to you. It's their way of saying sort of thank you to me and for supporting the channel. And for me, what I like to do is I spin that wheel. I put all the members' names in that wheel. And once a month, basically we spin it, and then the winner gets, there you go, see, look, the winner gets a deluxe figure of their choice. So they get access to a Discord and everything as well. But it's just my way of giving back at the same time, because I don't, like I said, if you want a shout out, I'll give you a shout out. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to be a Patreon. You don't have to be anything. Yeah, we need some new ones of them. Yeah, that's basically the main reason for it. It's just a little way for me to give back to you guys, the ones who contribute that little bit more, because I didn't want to take anything away from everybody who I did a video on it earlier, Bill. It's going to be, nobody knows which the molds are yet. Yeah, it's you give to me, so it's a way for me to give back to you guys. So that's exactly what that is. It's a current deluxe, I'm guessing. It's, you pick it, you tell me what it is. And then either I'll send you the money via PayPal, or if I see you wherever you are, I'll get it you, which is exactly what happened at In Demand Toys. And that's why Nick said he'd like to sponsor it, because the winner of the last Decepticon came up to me, because I told him that obviously he'd won, and I told him that I was going to be at In Demand, and he came over and he picked a figure, and then Nick said, what was that about? And I told him what it was about, and he said that he'd perhaps like to sponsor it as well. So yeah, it's a deluxe figure that's out, because of course I've got international members, and obviously it would cost far more for me to buy a deluxe here than ship it to you guys. I don't know if there's anybody in. I know I've basically sent PayPal money to my foreign viewers a few times for the winners anyway. Just obviously send it via PayPal to them, convert it into dollars, and yeah, it's just my little way of giving back to you guys. Bricks, I've just seen Bricks and Pick. I thought you weren't in tonight, pal. Aren't you in Vegas? Is he in Vegas? Yeah, that's it. it's just good that you guys make it interesting for me. Most of you guys here now in the chat, I've spoke to in person, which is really nice. I don't know Tyler. Everybody else knows all this, and fingers crossed when I do start to get out here and there, that what was I going to say? Yeah, meet you if I get out around the rest of the world. Meet the rest of you guys in person as well, because it'd be great. Plus the shorts on his channel. In demand offer to sponsor it today. Nah, they won't do that. It'll just be the same. It'll just be a deluxe figure. I'm sure it will be. But it's nice that they sort of want to get involved as well. And it makes it really easy for me then, because I'll just message Nick, and then let's be honest, if you're going to get something from In Demand, there's a big chance that you're going to be stuck on their website. What was I going to say? It was going. If you're going to go on their website, then there's a possibility that you will buy much more. I'm sure you will. Yeah, it's David's book, which is in the Ark, of course. Which I will be returning to you, David. I know you tried to give me, but I will be returning it to you. You've lent it me, like a lot of people have lent me things in the well, all the time. People lend me stuff to do videos on, so I appreciate it. Got my days mixed up. I was working 16-hour days all week. Mate, I know the feeling. Obviously, I'm still recovering at the minute. You can probably tell by my voice. Not been 100% at all, to be honest. And yeah, Nick's so good at In Demand. He's looked after me so well. In fact, everybody who I've ever dealt with, even before I did this, and now I do this, and not that they would just because I do this, but everybody I've ever dealt with, it's always been amazing. Do you know what's really funny? Look at all the numbers drop as soon as I've done the wheel of names. I know I'll get all the way through it first, pal, and then what I'll probably do is I'll pull some sections out of it, and as you say, maybe do all the combiners in one, and then maybe do something else. There you go. Everybody's putting theirs up now. Yeah, there's loads to go through. And because I'm alternating it between the comics as well, it'll make it last even longer. But it is interesting to see what people are doing with them. There you go, you see. Appreciate you guys. I suppose the other things, if anybody is wondering, so I think it's only £2 a month. There is a Discord. You do get first access, first refusals. If you see me list anything on either Vinted or on eBay, if you're one of my channel members, you of course get first dibs on that. I think that's worked out very well for a lot of people in the chat. But Tyler's in the chat. He's had loads of stuff off me direct. Basically it's got other little perks as well, but what I'm trying to say is it doesn't thanks for that, David. It doesn't affect the channel, and that's what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to, as I say, that's the biggest thing I didn't want to do. I saw that some content creators were even some content creators legitimately, and I'm not going to mention any names, but I was reading through their things. Oh, you're the top. Yeah, you're the top level, Pete. With sorry, Rick, which is really nice. But some content creators, they won't even give anybody a shout out unless they're a Patreon member. And I don't want to be that guy. You've probably heard me say sometimes at the beginning of the videos, I say to people, this is a shout out for so and so, or a happy birthday for anybody. I'll do that. Of course I will. Why would I not do that? I'll always do it. Yeah, you've had loads of stuff off me, Tyler, and so it's just another way for me to give back to you guys. So I do appreciate it. As I say, I think the lowest tier is £2, and as I say, you're on the top. A few of you guys are in the top, but somebody said it but way better to me than this is their words, not mine. They said, if I see a busker if I see a busker in the street and I like what they're saying, or like what they're singing, like what they do, I chuck them a few quid. So he said, yeah, you've done that as well, which is really nice. And that's another way of doing it. So I suppose I do the same. If a busker's in the street, I chuck him a few quid. So I suppose that's exactly what this is when you guys throw me a couple of quid. So again, thank you very much for it. I won't talk about membership anymore because we don't need to. I want a personal message I will let you know if I sell anything G1, of course, Pete. I know that you would want that straight away. Again, the other good thing is getting to know you guys by doing things like this. Toys R Us, my vintage Toys R Us. So yeah, to them when that happens, that's how Tyler's had so much stuff off me. That's how Bayverse of Madness. If you check out his collection, and if you watch his mini room tour video, and then you watch my 2007 carded figured video tour from 6 years ago, there's a lot of similarities in what you're seeing, because he's had pretty much all of them off me. But that's because I knew that's what he wanted, and via the Discord and via the channel membership, we can speak to each other direct, etc. So I get to know what people want, I get to know what people like. We also have a wants list section. So again, if I've got anything that people want, um, Duke's not in the Duke was in a minute ago. Duke, who was in the chat earlier, and even Princeton Flanix. Oh, Guzzy's in as well. When you guys in America couldn't get no, it's spaces in between it. When you guys in America couldn't get Cosmos, I was sending Cosmoses out to America, and I was also sending out Galaxy shuttles and stuff. So it's a kind of a thing that works both ways. I'll do as much as I can for you guys. Is Brandon still collecting? Brandon is still collecting, but Brandon's moved in with his girlfriend, and that is why we don't hear much about from him anymore. I still speak to him. Is that my vintage? Oh, okay. I didn't know that was my vintage. Thanks, Alan. I'm starting to put a few things on there. Just again, run out of space. Run out of space. I think I put it up on one of the things anyhow. By the way, is that the biggest version of the Constructicons that you have there with long haul? I think it will be, yeah. I think it will be, because Mixmaster that's going to be a leg is... Mixmaster that's going to be a leg in it that is this big. So that's... I don't know. Let's give you a good size comparison. It's nearly as big as Jetfire Prime. So this Devastator, once fully built, is going to be absolutely massive. Yeah, so it's going to be really big. I've managed to get one arm done. I've managed to get the torso done. And a couple of other things, I think. But again, there's still so much to add to it all. It's crazy. But again, it's also having the time. Like somebody mentioned the train bots a minute ago, in the official ones. I think all I've got is Shuki into chest mode, and one of them, Yukikaze, in leg. The other 4 robots are staring me in the face here. So I'm so far behind on that. It's crazy. This week I brought a Space Molly for £430. Thought this piece. Oh, I've seen that, Space Marley. That's not a bad decision, because you love your fembots and that sort of stuff. So, yeah, it was Jet Convoy, wasn't it? That's what I got mixed up with. I'm sure it was. But Guzzy, you love stuff like that, and I've seen that in person. It's massive. So that's a great purchase, I think. To be fair, you spent way more than that on figures, anyway. Because that's a drop in the ocean to some of the prices that you've paid, buddy. So. Yeah, don't worry about that. What else have we got going on here? Going back to Bill's question on the biggest, I think, Fans Toys do tend to do the biggest combiners. Although, who was it? Was it Zeta Toys did a massive Superior? I'm sure it was Zeta Toys or Zeta Toys, however you want to pronounce it. 100%, usually the 400% is 215, so it's a good deal. Thanks. Wow, that'll be massive. The 1000% is huge. A flop in the English dub. It is Zeta, yeah. But again, they're all well, if it's a masterpiece scale, it's going to be huge, isn't it? And I think that's another thing where Takara do need to sort themselves out. And maybe I think that's perhaps why they haven't just yet. I think because every man and his dog, I mean, it's how many companies at the moment, masterpiece scale, have done, are doing, or are near enough completing a Devastator. There's definitely X-Transbots, there's definitely Dreamstar Toys, there's definitely Ocular Max, there's definitely Fans Toys. There's a few others as well, and these are all masterpiece scale, and they're all making large Devastators. Wasn't the first one Hades or something as well? I'm sure there was something like that years and years ago. So I want Takara to do a really good Devastator. Of course I do, because they should be doing the best one. And I think, we've got to be super honest here. Mastermind Creations doing as well. There you go. See, I think we've got to be honest here. I'm always honest as a collector that some of their masterpiece figures, they're not the best. And again, I think as Raiden proved it, and I think another reason why I haven't been really excited, and I'm looking at them right now to get them into combined mode, is for that reason. And the really strange thing is that, and again, if you were watching me years ago, that Raiden, the masterpiece Raiden, was the reason I went back into buying masterpiece figures, because I wasn't buying them. I'd stopped buying them, years and years ago, and I wasn't even reviewing them. So when I started buying Masterpiece figures again, it was purely because I saw that Takara were going to be doing a Raiden figure, which is crazy. So it just shows, and I think it proves that I don't think about it. Seeing your t-shirt, the Powerplex blockies, a lot of money, 80 quid. I definitely ordered it. I'm so proud of it. Because that's his name. His name is Raiden. Same as Gaia for Battle Gaia. Anyway, thank you, Father Pete. I think so, Guzzy, but I don't know. Of course, I've ordered one purely because, again, the numbers, and as we're talking about secondary value and stuff. But I've ordered it mainly because I want to be part of it. I want to be part of this thing that I do see growing, and I do see more things happening to Powerplex. I mean, most, you see, they do actually retail at £100, the AMK Pro, because of the metal parts, because of the LEDs and all that sort of stuff. So I think the £20 markup is just the fact that it's made to order, isn't it? Really, basically, they're making brand new molds for it all. Again, I completely understand people who say it's too expensive, because it's not cheap. Completely agree with you. It tells me to make a better play sets for Transformers, having had too many ones since. You're completely right with that, Quentin Romville. You're completely right, and that's exactly why I keep referencing back and talking about what got me recollecting massively into buying the Generation 1 stuff again was the Japanese stuff. The fact that it was the Japanese G1, because they're insane. I mean, all of their sets you can sort of link together to build up. How much are the memberships? Memberships to which one, Bricks? Because you'll remember already if you're on about what's the word I'm on about? If you're on about these on here, there's 3 tiers. What are we talking about there? Yeah, I wish, in fact, no, I've put it at the top now. If I'd have brought it down, I'd probably shown you, but I would, and I'm not telling you to just go and watch my videos. I think if you look, what's the word I'm after? At the back of the box of Big, if you look at the video I done of Big Convoy, you don't have to watch all of it, sorry, Big Power. Don't watch it all, just have a look at it when I spin it around the back. You can see that all of them are completely joined together. So they've got like all of the 3 main characters from Big Powered, and then they've joined the Galaxy Shuttle, they've joined, everything. They made the whole city out. It's crazy how many things that you can piece together, join together, because they've all got the ramps, they've all got the things, and that's what makes them, to me, really interesting. The fact that they are a play set, the fact that you can do, silly things with them, join them all up, have huge things. That even the Battlestars platform, which, let's be honest, it's a bit underwhelming. It's just Star Convoy pulling a trailer. It's literally that. It's Star Convoy pulling a trailer. The trailer so happens to have Sky Gary just sitting on the top of it, because Grandus doesn't really transform. He's just a brick. So it's just Grandus lying down with Sky Gary on the top of it. But because Star Convoy is powered, it pulls him along. But it's the fact that you can do that makes it fun. It's the fact that you can get the battle stars, and just put them together the same as that. Now, Big Powered, of course, is way more impressive, because you put all 3 of the jets together and they form this ridiculous super jet, same as Victory Saber. Oh, there you go. So you'll know all the proper names. Victory Saber, when you put him with Star Saber, it's amazing. It was a really a pity they never did. I would say never say never on a Grandis. I literally would say never on a Pete. Convoy's massive. I would say keep your eye out. Hello, yeah. 7 it's good for public, would have been good for I'm all right with passing on. Just because they've done one, and in my experience, in what I've been in, and I'm sure you guys know as well, if they see, they know that people want a Grandis, so why would they not make a Grandis? Because people are talking about it. They usually, if they do one figure for a set, combining with Star Prime, Dagbase is of course the other versions, isn't it? What was I going to say? I wouldn't be, let me get my words out. I would not be surprised if within the next 3-4 years, maybe sooner, who knows, that we get both Grandis and Sky Gary, purely because they haven't been updated. They haven't. We haven't had proper versions of them. They've already done a Star Convoy, which, to be honest, or Star Optimus Prime, whatever you want to call him, and he's sold really well. From what I've heard, he's sold really well. And again, he's a play set. He's brilliant. He's fun, and of course, like they cleverly tied him in with the rest of the primes, to get the people got to collect them all, etc. Thing. I would not be surprised at all, and especially. And again, I'm sure Evan said this on one of my videos, but of course, the Japanese Takara people, they want to get the Takara figures in. He definitely said in one of my videos that they would love it. Yeah, that's it. A modern playset, something you can build together, fold it out, have it do something, etc. Like what Cyberworld are now. Cyberworld are exactly that. Cyberworld are the fun figures that stupid Shockwave, which was a Spinosaurus, and the Soundwave, which is a sea creature. As daft as it sounds, they're fun, and they genuinely are a lot of fun to muck around with. And exactly that, just to play with. So yeah, but maybe that demographic's just a bit too young. But as I say, Sam is in. Hello, Sam. Nice to have you on here. But yeah, don't be surprised if you see a Grandis listing leaked or revealed within the next few years. I think that anyway. I definitely just purely because going off what they do. And again, if you look at what they release, there's always a pattern. And in fact, here is the exact words. There is a video that Nate did with me. The last video I did at San Diego Comic-Con. If there has been a figure of it, or if there is a character of it in a comic or whatever, there's potential to make a figure of it. So I think they answered everything there. And I'm pretty sure I asked there and then said, so that means we're going to get all of Japanese G1. And I think he actually said eventually, to be fair. I'm sure. Again, I've been really hazy over the last few days. Hey Sam, I can ask you where you got your squeeze. I got my Powerplex t-shirt from, does it say on the back? Oh no, it says More Than Meets the Eye. I got it from the Battersea store Power Station. There's a direct link to the shop in any of my Transformers Shop Tuesday reveal videos, where you can, and in fact I think it's the last one. There's a direct link to the shop in all of the Transformers. I did enjoy my holiday. Well, it was hit and miss with the holiday because I was really, really poorly beforehand, really bad. That's why there wasn't any content for 2.5 weeks. Let me catch up with this. Evening. Did you enjoy the? Did you just join Yee? Is Yee just joined as a member? Because you've got a thing on your side. Have you changed your name? People keep changing their names, and I'm trying to keep up with everything. Yee95W, have you changed your name, or have I missed something here? So anyway, they basically confirmed they will do every single figure at some point, and they can do. I'm trying to keep up here now. Yes, just joined. There you go. Well, thank you very much for joining. That's really nice of you to do so. You'll definitely be in the list. You'll be in the thing for next month as well then. You should do a power flex for Powerflex. Yeah, that would be quite funny. Again, I'll have I can tell you the guys this because it's not really a bit of a secret, but when I go down to the store on the 17th, I'll get some more really good, decent shots with it and gonna have a good play around with it. So you get to see just exactly, I suppose, what you get. And the packaging, I think, is beautiful for it as well. Do you expect to have the missing link to land in hand? I don't know. I've paid for them, surely. They are being shipped to us as we speak. Do I have one for you as well? I think I do. I've pre-ordered so many things for so many people. I've fallen behind to do. I've got no idea who that is, David. Your knowledge, as I say, completely goes over my head. Pete may know who that is, but I don't know who that is at all. But yeah, Missing Link Grimlock should be arriving anytime soon because I've paid for them. And I know that you wanted at least one version of them. And I'm pretty sure you wanted me to get at least one version of them for you. So you'll have to let me know. And as soon as it arrives, obviously, I'll sort it out with you. What time are you going to get down, Russ? For about that time, Tyler, yes. Which one did you want? Can we see the collection? In my room's a tip. I can show you the tip, but I thought it was a Brave reference. But there's a video I've put on the channel, which is I didn't have to pay any import on him because I brought him from Show Z. So I didn't have to pay import, and I got free shipping because I brought it from Show Z. Brave reuse some Transformers characters. I know they did reuse some, but I don't know who that is. Let me go back to this. We need to fit in. We do need to fit that in. Yeah, should be there really early. Fingers crossed. The collection. There's a video on my channel. If you type in museum, new collection museum tour, that's what people told me to call it. That's the best one because you get to see everything. I mean, look, even if I spin it around now, I'm embarrassed to show people this because it's terrible. It's terrible. Right. See, that's what sort of a mess it is. Look, there's boxes. You can't really see anything. You can just see giant Metroplex there. And inside there's Dino King, etc. So I couldn't even walk around if I wanted to, if I'm being completely honest. So, as I say, if you have a look at the collection room tour that I did only last year, that's the best updated one. Missing link triple changes would be, no, that would be incredible. I can't imagine the amount of work that would have to go into that. My area still hasn't gotten into the age of the primes onslaught. Seems like anyone else had it except me. He loves the late G1 Japanese hoodies and it's the same kind of designs. That's a mess. Honestly, it's you can only see there. You can't see. It's terrible. There's boxes, there's stacks. I can literally just stand where I am because I'm covered in everything, and around that side you can't even get around that side. So yeah, that's some work for me to do over the coming few days, to be fair. That's another reason why I need to sell some more stuff, start to ship some stuff out here, there and everywhere. None of the stuff that you saw on the shelves though, none of them sort of stuff before people say I'll have this, I'll have that. I know that the Brave does use, of course, the red Deathsaurus, the red Sky Gary, and a few others, etc. But it's just, again, that's a perfect example of what I've just showed you. I've got no space to put anything else anywhere. So if I did buy any Brave figures, it'd be like, oh, okay, now I'll sell it. So I brought a lot from your Vinted page. My usernames. I know you, Carl Brown. I know you very well. Thank you very much, my friend. Bit of a random one. It does. Well, here we go. Don't know what they do about the 80s. Oh my god, take a bit of financial. Got 17. They're planning to do their maps. Again, if you all do, please post it all in the community page. Let's have a look at everybody's collections because I love looking at doing that. Kyle, thank you so much, pal. I know exactly who you are now. Yeah, you did. Yeah, there you go. And of course, that's just another good, perfect example of what I was saying earlier. The fact that I like my stuff to go to sell them to me. David, I've got a Vinted page. Just have a look at what you want and drop me a message. Are you planning on seeing Transformers 86? I'm seeing it, I don't know actually. I'm seeing it in London. Yeah, I got the 40th anniversary special one. That's in the post. It's on the way. I don't know if I'll see it in 4DX. Is it going to be in 4DX? I don't know. If it is in 4DX, that might be worthwhile having a nose at. Dave, it's great that you've jumped on the stream, mate. I really appreciate it because, as you can see, everybody just keeps talking. Which page? What are you on about now, Tyler? I've lost track now. You'd be the only one buying that bloody Unicron. I take the hill and miss no numbers they ever made. I'm seeing it on 40X. I'm checking if you had up any. Oh, Brave figures. You only G1 or carded up, so you'll never open. Oh yeah, or anything that I've got G1 sealed, I'm never going to open. Never. The only stuff that I did start to open was what did I start to open? The e-hobby stuff. I opened all of my e-hobby stuff, and I opened the JAFCON Prime. Yes, we definitely need that. I think we definitely need to do. I always keep watching your Vinted page, Russ. I know you do, pal. You're on it straight away, which is good. David's talking about Japanese Transformers, that is. Come on, Pete, you know, that Unicron School showing collections. Yes, on the community page, Tyler, if you have a look, what's his name? He's normally Darren Lee, that's it. Darren Lee posts so many things on the community page on this channel. All the photos of his comics, all the photos of his collections. I'm sure Alan and I'm sure Bricks and Pixel Geeks have put a few up as well. Use it. That's what it's there for. Again, it's another tool for you guys to do exactly what you're doing now. If I'm not live, you can still chat amongst yourselves on yeah, it's the community page. So yeah, use it. That's what it's there for. And I always encourage you guys to as well. What's the furthest thing from cool? No, Shori, we're all against you with that Unicron. If you're wondering what they're talking about, guys, Shori really, that awful prototype Unicron figure that came out in a Super 7, what's the word on it? Super 7, whatever it was. Yeah, action figure. It was the one that, of course, didn't transform because the prototype didn't transform. The guy with the Unicron head and the big belly. Surely wants that as a missing link figure, legitimately, and he's not even joking either. And that's what they're arguing about in the chat. He legitimately wants. He literally wants. It is awful. He wants one of them as a missing link. Not a chance. Do you buy two figures out of the same one box one? Used to do that all the time, Bill. No worries. I appreciate that so much, Quentin. Thank you very much, Bill. Yes, used to do that all the time. No, that's terrible. See, perfect. Yeah, that's pretty much how it got so out of control, to be honest. With regards to the G1 stuff, though, of course, because I was buying them secondhand, I wanted to do on. I wanted to do what's the word? I wanted to do dual or multiple displays. So I suppose that's just the way it continued when I went into buying newer figures. I had one in the box. Again, if you watch sort of my old room tours, all of my Thrilling 30, exactly, it wouldn't even just one. See, he loves it. All of my old Thrilling 30s, I had because I love the comics in the front, so I had all carded, and then in front of it I had the loose figure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I did for all of Thrilling 30. In fact, all of Fall of Cybertron, Thrilling 30, Combiner Wars, and then when I got into War for Cybertron, which I wasn't going to get into, that's when I just decided to only start buying one. And that's when I ran out of space really fast. What's oh my god? Where are you oh my god in at? You oh my god in at Ryan or at me? I've been getting loads of my G1 little ponies like their prices. Yeah, I've been getting all the original ones. Anything that's made by Hasbro's collectible, and these ponies that you've been buying off me, they're the 40th anniversary ones, so they're really special. So keep them safe. I'm going to call it a night as I've not been well. Sorry to hear that, Fung Boy. I'm not going to last much longer afterwards as well. So yeah, you take care, buddy. You take care. Good. Fung Boy, I'll see you at the Battersea store on the 17th. I should be, yeah. I'm sure I will. Take care, Fung Boy. I know he'll pop down. There's a few people jumping on it. It's really weird how loads of people jump on when we're going in the end. Nice to have you on here. Yeah, Super 7 never did end up doing that Cobra Mothership. Super 7, they're really weird as well, because like the Super 7 Ultimates, which again, the price I can't justify. The only reason I brought them was because they were really cheap. Were really good. They really were good. But some of the little ones, not at all. Not at all. Didn't like many of them. And let's be honest, anything that's like Super 7, anything that's RED, even Blockies, even 3-0 and Euro Parker, they're just this generation's Action Master. Do you think we'll eventually get a new character in Plus? I think we will get a Primus, but I don't know how big and I don't know when. I presume we will. I think they've got to, haven't they? Because we have a Unicron. I like the idea of them saying that what happens if they did a Unicron in, like what we classed as core class, or okay, might see you there from, or if they did it as, as like a deluxe scale, just a little one. So Ultimates, yes. Reaction, no. Reaction, they were okay, but yeah, the Ultimates were all right. The Reaction ones were just. I actually brought 2 to review, and then I didn't even bother in the end. I nearly brought a Super 7 Bombshell because he was only one of my favourite G1 characters. Yeah, but he's not too bad. What I liked about that one though, Guzzy, I love the fact that it had the option to be the European Action Master exclusive as well. You're going to have to be the Titan size at least. Surely, I mean, if you're going to, as I say, instead of spending your money going to the Toy Fair in Birmingham or anything else, come down to the Battersea store on the 17th. That'll be a great day. I would come down to London to see University. Everybody look good. I was select to buy a ticket. The thing is, though, David, you can still come down and enjoy everything else, what's going on in the day. Please don't think that just because the event is sold out, that just means that, you can't come to the cinema, but you can still come down to the shop. You can still enjoy everything else that's going on. That's sold out, surely. This is what we're talking about. But you can still come down to the Battersea store and you can still there'll be loads of people there. There'll be loads of things going on. But yeah, it's just because the event is sold out. So don't worry about it. As I say, if the event's sold out, just come down and just enjoy the day. I mean, David, you've been to the store. You just literally went. You told it's so good. Fung Boy's just gone, so unfortunately he can't tell you how good it is. And everybody might think that I'm biased, but I'm not biased. I just love how good it is. It's so good there. Because, and we're all like-minded, and everybody down there, it will be just exactly the same, like-minded as you. You'll probably bump into somebody you know for a start, and I don't mean me before anybody starts taking the mick saying celebrity, which is Pete's usual joke. Other Pete has been to it a few times. I've met him there. It's really, really good fun. So, London sounds like, mate, it's easy. It's easy, easy, easy. I'm doing something slightly different this time. I'm going to drive down to Watford Junction and train in from the junction, because if I don't, I won't get home because of the time that the movie finishes. Once there's no trains from Birmingham to Telford after that particular time. I hate London. Apart from Food Planets and Cyberdog, there's nothing. Well, there you go. There's 2 shops and there's only one more that you need to go to. Anyone have any thoughts about the new chapter? I think you're right. I think they're going to connect it to it, aren't they? But again, I don't know. All I know is the same as what you've heard, that there's going to be additional footage at the end. I think that confused a lot of people, because I think a lot of people thought they were going to put footage inside the movie, but it's not. It's just in the end credits, from what I'm led to believe anyway. Which again will be interesting. Someone's just brought something from my Vinted. Sames, it's just come up on there. It's I suppose it's very similar to what they're doing with Avengers Doomsday. They're putting additional footage at the end, not Doomsday, Endgame. When they're putting that back in the cinema, they're putting additional footage in the end credits, just to link to something. So I think it's very similar, to be honest. Which will be interesting. That'll also be interesting. There's so much going on everywhere. They are mixing to wherever they come. What we got here? Arc Boom. New name for the volcano. That's a good one. Arc Boom. The end scene. Yeah, they're calling that Endgame Encore. I'll be going to watch that 100%. Looking forward to that as well, gotta confess. That's at the end of the month though, isn't it? That's the 20, whatever it is. There's loads of good things to look out for. Any idea when the next HasLab will be announced? I've heard sometime in October. I think. That's what I think I've heard. It's got to be soon, because it's got to be coming to the end of the year. It was me who brought something. Oh dear, was it you? I got Breakaway for $7. Breakaway. Which one's Breakaway? I can't think who Breakaway is. I'm trying to think. Come on, somebody in the chat, remind me who Breakaway is. Because whatever it is, it sounds cheap. I got Breakaway for $7. Only thing I'm looking for is to Grand Theft. Loads of people are talking about GTA 6. Thankfully, that's one of the things that I'm not interested in. Of course it is. There you go. Thanks, Guzzy. That sounds like a bargain to me, as long as he's got his head. Stunticon. No, I was thinking that, but it's not. That's Guzzy's right. They changed Getaway's name. Another annoying thing they did for no reason. I think he's going to get an update, isn't he, soon? Don't take away my Breakaway response. Come back to con. It's a crunchy biscuit. It was. I do remember that. No, it isn't, is it? I think it is. I think Guzzy's got it right. I think they changed the name to during the Power of the Prime / Titans Return toy lineup. Stunt, not combat. What did he do? Was that the car? That was the chocolate biscuit. Yeah, it was. Don't take away my Breakaway. It was. That was the song. But I think Guzzy was right anyway. See, if anybody's new or watching this channel and they're thinking, what on earth is he talking about? Didn't they lose the rights to the name? We do talk a lot of rubbish on here sometimes, but I suppose that's what's making it interesting. It's funny how they sometimes lose rights and then they all of a sudden get them back. Octane was the one, actually. Octane, they changed to Octone, and now they can call him Octone. I would love for them to do that, to be fair. I would love for them to do something silly like that, to be fair. I am strangely useful at pub quizzes. You are, by the sounds of it. Yeah, there was Breakdown, and there was another one as well. I could see what people were thinking. Right, it's like a mixture of a few names. That was ages ago, wasn't it? You can't get them anymore, can you? Surely you can't. Omega Octane in RID. You definitely can't. I'm sure you can't get Breakaway. I've not seen them out in years, not in as long as I can remember, but I definitely do remember them. Yeah, Venom now. Of course, Venom's a really obvious one. That was because obviously of Spider-Man's nemesis, Venom, or whatever it is. I'm trying to think of a few others where they've changed quite recently as well. So I think I can hear my kids crying. No, I'm all right. I thought I could hear them, but no. They changed. Didn't they change Trizer when he came out as in Power of the Primes as well? Who's the purple transformer behind you? The purple one. This one. Cyclonus. And this one, yeah, that's the original one. Yes, that is of course that. Yeah, this is the Kingdom one. And then this is the new one, which is way better. Way better. And again, much, much bigger, as I proved in that video. There's another few they've changed or had to change because they lost the licensing for it. I can't think who it was. Some really obvious ones as well, to tell the truth. It'll come to me. I think the rights to names need to be refreshed every 5 years. That wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me. The Universe Octane was Tankor, yes, which I've still. Yes, he was, of course. Yeah, he was in the Universe packaging. When is Cyclonus releasing? Fall, they've called it, so October, I believe. That the figures is it's still top tier. That figure is. He's out in Australia and Canada, which I know is no use to perhaps yourself. But I think UK, I've heard October. So I think yeah, all round about the movie. October, yeah, there we go. See, already found every Wave 3 figure except Cyclonus. There was a few others as well, wasn't there? There was definitely a few others. Yeah, there was him, Cliffjumper, and Blitzwing, of course. Blitzwing's out in America already, and Canada. I've seen that toy guy picked it up. And of course Nate, the display case Nate, he got it, and he's in Australia. So yeah, it just proves again just how far behind we are in the UK, to be honest, miles behind. If you had to pick from G1 Scourge or Cyclonus every day of the week. I've always loved Cyclonus, always. Mini compact review, if I get them, yeah. If I don't even know when they're coming out, I've not even seen them yet, but I think so. My only worry is if I still got the figures that they go with and I've not sold them. But yeah, I'll do a review on the mini cons. I could perhaps potentially do one on these as well, but I think I covered these enough in their own little video. Scourge is underrated out of the 3. Scourge is the least interesting. Yeah, I agree. He is the least interesting. Swoop was originally in it though. Correct. That's a really good point. There he was. They did change his name. He was going to be called Dive Bomb, and they changed his name. Yeah, I'll do them if I get the mini comp pack. I will of course do that. Pop that in there so I don't drop them. Cup had to change red to Autobot Cup. Yes, they did. That's what they tend to do a lot of now. They change them to Autobot so and so, don't they? Or Decepticon because the name's been taken or something. Scourge is cool, don't get me wrong, I like Scourge, but he's just not in the same league as Cyclonus, for me anyway. For me. That's the big thing. As I say, for me, he's just not as good. But other people, again, that's the beauty of this community, the beauty of this collecting. We've all got our own favourites for all our own reasons, to be honest. So yeah, it's good that you like us. Think we could get the Target Masters in a multi-pack as in the weapons. I don't know, actually, now you've said that. Are you on about the original one, or sorry, are you on about the ones that they used? There you go, there's another one, perfect. And Chop Shop was one, wasn't it? Or there was something else. Going back to the Target Masters, do you mean the ones that were like just recently in the War for Cybertron trilogy? They came out in not Earthrise. What was the first one? Siege. They did all Siege, didn't they? Do you mean them, or do you mean like newer, updated ones? Scourge was at the Black Combine Nemesis. Yeah, that was weird when they did that as well. They took when they start. Does anybody know why they did that? Because I didn't watch any of that, so I've got no idea. This is exactly what we're talking about now. Was it supposed to be the same character? Was it, or is it a completely different character? Because I genuinely don't know. So any input on that would be massive for me, because I never understood that when I saw that great big black tanker truck that was called Scourge. I didn't know why. The Siege ones. I don't know, actually. That's a good point. I'd like to think they do newer versions, to be fair. I only have Cup and Megatron. Oh, you're on about the Takara collections, yes. I know which one you're on about. The books. That's what the first Takara collections on were. They were the books, weren't they? Just got 86 Chronics. He's great. No good whatsoever. Yes, Hasbro, let's keep their rate. Oh, okay. There you go. See, David knew straight away. So different characters, but to keep the name. Okay, so there is literally nothing to do with, as I say, how some figures continue into different, different versions of them, etc. That's just basically a completely different character. They just called him Scourge. That's good to know. Chronix looks really good. The Scourge was a clone of Optimus Prime, as in Optimus was holding the truck that Scourge became. Oh, okay. There you go. See? Learning stuff. I do need to watch all them, to be fair, but again, it's like, when? When do I have the time? I'm excited for the new Legends, Delta Magnus. Oh, yes. You'll only be able to get him from In-Demand Toys or anybody else that does imports. So that'll be In-Demand Toys or the Battersea Power Station, I would believe, because they've started getting the dramatic capture in as normal figures. But again, you'll pay import prices on them, so it won't be mainline retail, because Takara never does mainline retail. But yeah, you'll be able to get them. And I would say just keep your eye on In-Demand for the pre-order dates. In fact, I'll tell everybody on this channel on my news updates anyway, as and when they go live. How much for Delta Magnus? No idea. He will be... Kapow gets... Oh, there you go. So Kapow as well. What's ultra? It depends what he comes with. It depends what, whatever it is. And I say this wholeheartedly. In-Demand is always the cheapest for any import figure anyway. So whatever price they put it at, if you beat it, then tell me and I'll tell them, and they'll be wanting to know who they get it from cheaper. He's Commander class. How much is the new reissue of Ultra Magnus right now? Is he, what, 105, 110? How much is he? I don't know. I know that he's available for reissue, because it'll be that price, won't it? Unless he comes with that Beachcomber as well, which people are saying that he might do. Breakaway retail. Here we go. Yeah, that's exactly right. What David's just said there has just confirmed it for me. So most Commander classes retail at about, they're supposed to retail about 110, aren't they? I could see it being about 125 quid. I don't know, maybe more. I could be completely wrong. But that's what the stupid prices of Commander class figures now. You're going a bit higher. You could be right. I think you could be right, to be fair. I really wish he would come. As David's just put there, he 100% never will be able to. No, he might do, but Hasbro Pulse put a markup on it, which is insane. I think the best way to prove that is if you have a look at how much Hasbro Pulse's Missing Link Ultra Magnus was. Wasn't he 220 quid? Like £65 more than what In-Demand had him on for. Hasbro Pulse's markups are ridiculous on Takara stuff, and I don't know why, because it should be cheaper, because of course they're together, they work together, Hashtag, etc. But as David has put, and he's just confirmed what I think I already knew, no Takara figures in Takara boxes are allowed to be sold in any mainline stores in where Hasbro has the licenses, because it's, what's the correct word for it? TCS Jetfire with Optimus was cheaper than the new Commander Jetfire from In-Demand. Yeah, exactly. As you obviously use them anyway, so you know how cheap they are. I don't really know. It's crazy. There you go. Missing Link. That's 227. He's 160 on In-Demand. Here's another one, Russ. Imagine if they rename the Teletron one figure as Auntie. Auntie would be crazy. I mentioned Auntie not so long ago when people were talking about, characters from the comics and things from the comics. Because they haven't done a circuit breaker figure yet either, which no, mine's not come yet, because I tend to, if I'm being completely honest, Quintin Rom, and if I'm being completely honest to Eevee Violet. I do tend to get my missing links from Show Z, if I'm being super honest. I do tend to get them from there. Sometimes I get them from In Demand. It's a mixture between the two. And this particular time I went with I went with Show Z. So I know mine's posted, I know it's on the way. So next, fingers crossed by the end of the week. It's going to be delayed a little bit because of the bank holiday in this particular country, but both of them are on the way. So I've got the toy and the animated version coming. So yes, excited to see them. What's this? So you can break a one having G20 ship, which is fun. Where is it? Mostly, I'm still waiting for missing blocks. I think we could do beast switching all the way. It's in the I don't think so. My vintage is Russell H24, I've been told. I thought it was something else. Yes, it's Russell H24. I do have vintage. It's what yeah, I was going to say. Anyway, yeah, I've got a vintage Russell H24. I've seen the Death's Head figure. That's one actual. You know, I'm not a huge fan of Death's Head, but I love that figure. It's very good indeed. Star Action figures, they're good as well. I won't say a bad thing about them. I've not really bought anything from them, but I know loads of people who do. I think we will get a new Fort Max, but I don't know. Well, they've only just reissued it, haven't they? So yeah, In Demand is in the UK, but they do ship internationally. Because I've got, in fact, he's on the chat now. Bricks and Pixel Geeks gets them from him because it's cheaper to get them import for him to get them than it is in his own country. So yeah, I know that they do. The whole shebang. I've just heard about a whole shebang actually. Yeah, they also reused the Gensites.com. That's true. Actually, they did. They did also just reissue it. The start, like you say, reissues at the moment are nuts. But I think it's great for people who've missed out on them. I've said this from day dot. The only people who don't like reissues, of course, are... it's fine, buddy. You can put it as what it is. I just was completely stunned. I didn't see... because when it changes, because obviously I do the wheel of names. So like when I'm putting people's names in to win the prize for channel members, and it's changed, I'm like, what's going on here? I've got to make sure I've got the right one. It's always cheaper on shows, EPAL, no matter what. It's always, it's always, that's why I go for it, Shori. I will, of course, get you the cheapest version every single time. I see you're selling a timelines fist one. Yeah, I think so. I put a few things up now and again, just bits here and there, etc. I'd like to get around to doing some more when I get time. Yes, of course. He was quite difficult to get hold of, wasn't he, Earthrise Prime? It's nice to know that they're listening, though, isn't it? It's nice to know that, again, all the things that people are asking for, they do get. Comic cover from Skybound issue 2, I believe. If it's on my Vinted, pal, then yes, I do. Have a look. Although saying that, I sold something the other day and I couldn't find it for the life of me, so I had to refund them straight away. What did you say your Vinted was again? I might follow. It's Russell H24. I just ordered Swindle from Comics and Cocktails. I haven't brought anything from them. So I think it's weird, isn't it? I think some people have different experiences. It's like they're my friends now and I speak to them quite a lot. But like I would, if you'd have spoke to me 5 years ago, I would have told you to avoid Kapow toys like the plague. Because for me, the experience that I had with them up until 5 years ago was awful, terrible. I'd be literally saying, don't buy from them at all. But like now, I think they're a lot better, and now I know them as a people. It's different. I've just had a look at this. It was 88 quid. Is he 88 quid? Wow, there you go. That's the difference. See what I mean? That's crazy cheap. Artificial utility nexus. Tyler, it's Russell H24. People have just already put it up on here. I don't know what it is. Alan put it up earlier, and 3 people have been on it and brought things in the last few seconds because I've seen them coming up on here. Only picture one I need. Oh, you mean the is that 2 L's? If there's 2 L's there, that's right. Which one do you? Oh, you mean the Soundwave? Is that just the normal? The second print of the Soundwave with the white background, or do you mean the one where he's standing there and he's got the schematics of him? If you find vintage, if you Google Oh, there you go. That's an easier way. What was I saying then? I've lost it now. Tyler, I don't know which one you mean. I thought you meant no. I thought you meant my vintage wasn't that name. That's why I was saying that. I picked up. I've listed a load of e-covers which I managed to get loads of doubles of recently as well. That's the thing that I'm enjoying it the most, as I say, regarding Transformers, is collecting the comics, because we just get too big a gaps between the figures now, or in here in the UK we are, as we keep discussing. Right, it's 5 to midnight. I'm going to do 5 more minutes, guys, because I'm breaking, as you can probably hear in my voice as well. So any other last questions you want to get in? I followed him. Thanks, Guzihiro. How the hell do you ping people? I don't even know what pinging is. Yeah, white belt. Oh no, I've not got one of them spare. That's the, oh, what's his name? Jason Howard covered. Jason Howard are doing all them. I'm building a cool Blockies collection with the Decepticons. I've got loads of them to list. If you want anything Grimlock, let me know. Kyle, rather. If you've got anything, any send me an actual list on Vinted if you want, and let me know. Because by the time I get around to listing all them, I've got loads. I never read T's and C's, which is why I'm owned by a rushing. Yeah, what was I saying? Yes, the last few minutes just to wrap this one up. But I'll be doing another one in 2 weeks. I'll be doing another one there. Where can you watch RID? I don't know. I would imagine it would be on. We'll have loads more to talk about in 2 weeks as well on YouTube. Have you seen It's nothing. I can tell you exactly what's going on with that EV. It's yeah, it's nothing to do with in demand. It's to do with Hasbro. They haven't got them. They've just literally not got them. It all started off with a huge, what was it? They got hacked or something? There was something to do with, I can't think what it was to do with anyway, but I think it was a hack. Hasbro got hacked a few months ago, and that messed up absolutely everything. And then since then, they're just so far behind with things. It's crazy. So yeah, it's not them. Bless them. I feel dead sorry for them, because again, I liaise with the owner's called Nick, by the way. You probably know that if you speak to them, and his brother Mass, etc. And they're proper under the cosh at the moment because of how things, and let's be honest, they're how far behind we are in the UK. Yeah, it's really affecting them. But they're doing all right. They're coming. They're coming. They're doing the best they can. I think they're one of the first shops that, when they do get in the UK, when they do get released, they get, because the quantities that they order. I'm sure you saw the video of they packed the warehouse out with onslaughts. So yeah, here we go. Tim Till my blockies if you're interested. So yeah, they're doing their best. It's not In Demand's fault direct. I've been waiting patiently. I'll always support it after I was scammed by someone else. I've got nothing but good and positive things to say with them. That's why, even as I say, I don't think myself to be anything at all. But I've always associated myself with them. I've always brought from them, and I've always spoke highly about them, even before I did this particular channel. And as I say, I don't think I'm anybody important at all. I just like people to know that I buy from them because they're a great company, and they're just really nice people as well. So yeah, that's the thing. In fact, I'm going to start to do a poll as well soon, because I'm so far behind on my reviews now. I still need to do that. I think I've got about 7 prime figures that I'm so far. In fact, what have I got? I've got this one here. I've got Amalgamus, which you pull apart. I've got loads of figures that I'm so far behind on, so I'm gonna have to start collating charts soon. Or graphs for you to pick which ones you want me to do in what order, because I'm gutted I've not done this figure yet, because this guy's amazing, and I'm sure it's a Starfleet thing that it reminds me of. So yes, but it's such a good figure, isn't it? It's so good. Like I said, I will get around to catching up as well. I wasn't a fan of most of the primes, honestly. I was really into them, and then, do you know what it was for me? It was Amalgamus. Is that the one that you pull apart? Because I got it, and I looked at it, and I pulled it apart, and then I didn't even, and I was like, I shouldn't have done that. I need to put it back together, and then it was just like, oh. And yeah, so I need to get back to doing some videos on the primes, etc. Goodbye, Quinn. Thank you for jumping on. I'm only going to be literally 2 minutes anyway myself, and I'll be back in 2 weeks for a live. What's an issue? Where are we? What's your Discord at Grimlock? They'll find she's only got Liege because he wasn't in the G2 comic. I think Liege is based on the attack ships one. it could be. I know you've said that. I don't think so. I don't think weaponizers have been good since War for Cybertron. Yes, completely agree with you. And I think that's props what it was, to be honest, because I got it and I was like, I just didn't have that instant excitement. To be fair, did they ever update Power Dashes? Yes, they did. They came out in Generation Selects box, and the third one came in the 3-pack with Hollow Mirage and Comic Book Impactor. And funnily enough, I just sold all them recently, so that's exactly how I know. Was it called Chromar? I think they were called Chromar something and something else. But yeah, they did. So you can Google them. Who thinks Russell will transform into a pumpkin at midnight? I won't try that. Whenever I read your name, Ryan, I read it as Ryan Gravenberch all the time. That's what I exactly read it as. Well, I'm going to preview it. I'll go past midnight. That's it. Chromar, Zetar, and something else. Yeah. There you go. Aragon. Pete knew it straight away. You can, if you Google them, you can buy them. I think they're relatively reasonably priced at the moment. But I want to thank all you guys for all the support. I want to thank you for jumping on. Thank you for all the channel members. I'm going to be doing one not next week. It's going to be in 2 weeks because I don't want to put them too close together. Yes, we do. Yeah, I've mentioned them loads of times to Evan and to Nate, especially while I was in San Diego. So fingers crossed, let's watch this space. But yeah, thank you guys so much. 2 weeks time for the next live. And again, please put your comments on the videos and whatever you want, anything you want me to review, anything you want me to do specifically, I will of course do my best to get around doing it. No worry, Evie Violet. Thanks for jumping on. Again, I appreciate all of this, all the feedback. I'll answer as fast as I can and as much as I can. So there you go, guys. Keep chatting if you want to in the chat. Yeah, 2 weeks because I'm not doing next week's because I'm going to make it a bit spaced out. There we go. Everybody's going. Good night, everybody. Take